Hello viewers, today our topic is isometric projections. So as of now where we discussed about that orthographic projections that are two-dimensional drawings. So we will go through a brief introduction about this isometric view. Before we are discussing about that introduction of that particular isometric view, we must know about the types of projections. Basically, whenever we are going to project an object onto the screen, either it may be two-dimensional or three-dimensional. Basically, that the projections were subclassified into two categories. One is orthographic projections and then pictorial projections. Whereas in the case of orthographic projections, we are going to construct two-dimensional views, right? That it will give the information related to the either front view, top view or side view. So in that case, we can easily, we can see that front view, top view, side view in a two-dimensional way. So that is called it as that orthographic projections. Till now where we discussed about that orthographic projections of a simple solids. And here in pictorial projections, basically the pictorial projections are nothing but three-dimensional projections. So three-dimensional projections means we are going to project that object in a three-dimensional way. So that is the major important thing over here. Then here these pictorial projections again subclassified into three categories such as axonometric, oblique projections, perspective projections. Here axonometric projection means we are going to draw that particular object in a three-dimensional view, right? So again that these axonometric has been subclassified into three categories. One is diametric, trimetric and isometric. So basically that oblique projections as well as the perspective projections were not available in our syllabus, right? So we are going to concentrate on that particular axonometric projections. So axonometric projections, as I already told that there are three types such as diametric, trimetric, isometric projections, right? Whereas in this case diametric projection is nothing but, so here all the angles, here we can observe that the two angles will be equal, 140, 140, and here it is the 80 angle. That means diametric. Two axes are going to be, axis angles are going to be equal, and then one angle is going to be unequal. That means, so axes, that these are all called as isometric axes. So here it is that these x, y, z lines, these are all x, y and z lines, right? X, z. So here it is x, y and z. Here in this case in trimetric all the angles are unequal. Here it is 110, 130, 120. All the angles are unequal. But here in the case of isometric, all the angle inclination between the two successive isometric lines. So these are all called as that axes, isometric axes. So these isometric axes angles must be equal. Then we call it as a isometric view. Why we require that isometric view? Why don't we go for diametric and trimetric? Whenever we are going to project a component onto the 3D, so here you can see this is the orthographic projection of a simple problem, right? So here it is a square prism of base 40 mm, right? So here it is the square simple prism where we are going to show in. So if you know the drawing skills, so if you have a drawing skill, definitely you can understand easily what it is. Say for example, so on top view we have a square and front view we have a rectangle. So that we can imagine that it's a square prism. But an illiterate people cannot be able to identify what component it is. That means the information related to the object may not be clear in case of orthographic projections. In such case we will go for the axonometric projections. Here it is the isometric view of the given problem, that is the three-dimensional view. Here whenever we are going to see this particular problem or this particular diagram, definitely they can be able to identify what component it is. It is quite easy to identify the component. So that's why here this is the three-dimensional view. So here, if the angle is equal for all the axes, then it is quite easy to identify. It is quite easy to identify that what phase it is, right? If angle is not equal, then definitely a few lines may be intersect with each other. A few lines may be far away from each other, so that it may not be able to identify what component it is. So that these diametric and trimetric may not be used for the engineering drawing methods. So here that isometric projection is the most important. At the same time, we have these isometric projections in our syllabus, right? Isometric projections are nothing but all the axes, x, y, z axes are equally inclined at an angle of 120 degrees each. So that is the most important thing. So before we are talking about that full-fledged isometric view, so here we can see that square cube. So here it is a cube which consisting of that all the sides faces are equal. So whenever we are going to see from the top view, it will look like a square. Whenever we are going to see from the front view, it's a square. So based upon the front view, top view, side view, then you can easily say that it is a cube. But in a single diagram, if you want to represent that particular diagram, particular information in a single diagram, then we must have to go to the three-dimensional view, that is isometric view. So for this purpose, initially I am going to tilt this particular base about 45 degrees. Now we can observe that. So initially it was only one surface is visible. Now it is two surfaces are going to be visible. Again I am going to tilt it like this. So now we can observe that 1, 2, 3 surfaces are going to be visible, right? 1, 2, 3 surfaces are going to be visible. So based upon that, you can easily identify what component it is. But here there is a problem with this projection. So whenever the surface is parallel to the VP, we will get the true shape of that particular component. But here we are going to rotate it at an angle of 45 degrees to the VP, so that these surfaces are going to be inclined with the VP. So we don't get the true lengths, right? That lengths are known as isometric lengths, right? So here also, whenever we are going to rotate it, automatically that these surface will be inclined to HP and VP, inclined to both the planes, so that we don't get the true shape of that particular front view. So then these lines, lengths will be the isometric lines. So sometimes we will call it as a isometric scale lines. So here you can observe that the projection of this cube, when it is placed in a isometric view, so here there will be a 30 degrees inclination, 30 degrees inclination, 30 degrees inclination, right? Here also we will have a 30 degrees inclination, 30 degrees inclination, right? So based upon that, so here in this case we are going to imagine that these three lines are, so let us say first initially we will mark them with 1, 2, 3, 4, and top portion we will have a same A, B, C and then D, right? Here this is the top surface and then top surface and then bottom surface of the given problem. So here in this case, that these AD, CD and D4. These three lines are called it as isometric axes. Isometric axes. So that these lengths may be reduced lengths, right? So because of the lines are inclined to VP, we are projecting that diagram onto the VP so that the lines are inclined at an angle of some degrees angle. But here that these angle between these axes will be equal, 120 degrees. Here to here it will be the 120 degrees, and here to here it is 120 degrees. Right? So isometric axes must be perpendicular to each other. At the same time, whenever we are going to see from the isometric projectional view, then it could be the 120, 120, 120 degrees angle. And then the remaining all the lines which are parallel to the isometric axes. So here this is the isometric axis. The parallel line for that isometric axis will be the CD AD, sorry A1, C3 A1 line and B2 line. These three lines are parallel to the D4 line, right? So that's why we call it as a isometric lines. So isometric lines. So isometric lines are nothing but the lines which are parallel to the isometric axes, right? Here 3, 4 is an isometric line, 1, 4 is isometric line, AB is an isometric line, BC is an isometric line, right? Then here these are all the isometric lines, right? So whatever the lines, here this diagonal may be the non-isometric line, right? So these are all the isometric lines. So please be remember that there are two terminologies are there, that are isometric projection lines as well as isometric non-isometric lines. Here you can see that this is the front view. So whenever we are talking about that, so here this is the backside view. So if we are going to see from this side, this could be the front view. So the front view plane should be 4, 2, C3 plane will be the front view, and this is the left hand side view. Left hand side view. If this one is the front view, then this could be the right hand side view. So in that way that we are going to discuss, right? At the same time, whenever we are going to talking about that isometric axis length, so isometric axis length may be differ from the true axis length. Say for example, if you have a 40 square cube, then definitely that these DC line may not be equal to the true length. So here let us say here this is the axis, so I am going to take it out, right? Then definitely that this diagonal will be same. I am going to take it out at an angle of 30 degrees, right? So this is the isometric length of the given problem. But whenever we are projecting that square onto the VP, how it will look like? It consisting of 45 degrees inclination with ground. So that here there will be a 45 degrees inclination. Square will be there. 45 degrees inclination square will be there, right? So that's why we need to what we call it as that, project that one, right? So here it is the actual true length. Here it is the true length of the given problem. But here this is the isometric length. Isometric length. So here the true length will be at an angle of 45 degrees to the ground. So here that isometric length will be the reduced length, right? So here the difference between these two will be approximately that length ratio, isometric true length to the isometric length ratio will be approximately 0.82. It is 82% of time. Say for example, if you have a 40 mm true length line, then the isometric length should be 0.82 into 0.82. So based upon that, we will get the isometric length. Please be remember that in our engineering drawing, always we are using true lengths. That means directly if the cube is 40, then we will use 40 directly. So here we are not supposed to calculate the isometric length. So directly we are projecting that particular true length onto the VP. Clear? So here that's a major important thing where we are discussing about that particular topic. So isometric length and here it is true length. The ratio of that particular true length to the isometric length will be the about 0.82 because of here it is cos 30, 1 by cos 30 and then 1 by cos 45. So based upon that particular formula, we will get the isometric length ratio. Right? Here you can see that isometric length and true length. Right? So here, whenever we are going to construct an isometric view, then we should use this particular isometric length. Isometric view should use that length should be isometric length. And then for isometric projectional view, so here it is isometric view is differ from the isometric projection, whereas in the case of isometric projection we should use true lengths of the line. So always here in our engineering drawing we are going to draw the isometric projections of the given plane or given polygon, right? So whenever we are drawing or projecting that particular object onto the VP, definitely we should use the true lengths. Here isometric view is the whenever we are going to draw the isometric view of a given problem, definitely we should use the isometric length. So the isometric length can be calculated, which is isometric length is equal to true length into 0.82. Then we will get the isometric length. So based upon that you need to construct the, so remaining angles must be same, right? So these are two conditions we need to remember: isometric view and isometric projection, right? Next, coming to the terminologies that we are going to use in our isometric projections. Whenever we are going to convert that orthographic views into isometric projections, we must have to remember that these three terminologies. One is isometric axis. So isometric axes are nothing but the axes of the cube which are mutually 120 degrees at each other. So mutually 120 degrees each other. That these lines are isometric axes, right? That these isometric axes are perpendicular to each other, right? Then here we can observe that isometric lines. So basically vertical lines, horizontal lines. So vertical lines and the horizontal lines that are available in the orthographic view, that lines are known it as isometric lines, because of that all the vertical and horizontal lines are, that means vertical and horizontal lines, right? Vertical and horizontal lines, these will be parallel to the isometric axes. So xy, xz, so here you can see xy, xz and yx. So based upon that, here horizontal lines and vertical lines are parallel to the all the three isometric axes. That's why we call it as a isometric lines. Isometric lines are nothing but the lines which are parallel to the isometric axes. So the lines are vertical lines and horizontal lines. And coming to the non-isometric lines, whereas non-isometric lines means that these lines were not parallel to the isometric axes. Non-isometric lines are not parallel to the isometric lines. So here it is isometric axis, right? So here it is that non-isometric lines are curved surfaces, curved lines, inclined lines and splines. So these three lines where comes under the non-isometric lines, because of that curved lines, inclined lines and splines may not be parallel to the any one of the axis. So then that lines are known as the non-isometric lines. Clear? So that's a major important thing. Whenever we are discussing about that, we must have to remember these three terminologies. And whenever we are going to convert that particular orthographic view into isometric view or isometric projection, we must have to follow some rules and regulations that are here. We can see the isometric axes can be drawn at mutual angles of 120 degrees to each other. So whenever we are going to convert that orthographic view into isometric projection, then the isometric axes, the perpendicular axes should be making an angle of 120 degrees each other. Then all the vertical lines should be remains vertical. Whenever we are going to convert that particular orthographic view into isometric view, the vertical line should be remains vertical. Right? Here this is the vertical line, this is the vertical line and this is vertical line. Right? The vertical lines remains vertical, and then all the horizontal lines, the next condition is all the horizontal lines should be tilted at an angle of 30 degrees to the ground. So here you can see that 1 4 4 3. So these lines are parallel to the ground as usual, that these lines are horizontal lines. So all the horizontal lines must be 30 degrees inclined to ground. Please be remember that. Whenever we are converting that isometric orthographic projection into isometric views, that the horizontal line should be tilted at an angle of 30 degrees to the ground. And coming to the final one, whenever we are going to convert that non-isometric lines in, orthographic views of non-isometric lines, we must have to convert that non-isometric lines into isometric lines, then we are going to project them. Clear? So that's all about the basic introduction. So please be remember that terminology and the guidelines which we want to follow throughout the syllabus, right? So here now we will enter into some simple example on that isometric view. Say for example, if you have a plane, simple plane, so let us say here we have a circular, square lamina of side 40 mm. So here it is the square lamina of 40 mm side, right? So here it is A, B, C, D. So for this lamina, so let us say isometric view of this particular lamina. I am talking about isometric. Here it is. This is the orthographic projection of this square lamina, right? So but the rules and regulations will be like this. So here, whenever we are talking about that side view, left side view, right, front view, and then this is the top view. This is the top view, right? Like that we need to tilt that particular position. So here initially first we will start with the front view of the given problem, right? So here AB will be, so I am already told that. So here in this diagram, so because of here this is the orthographic diagram, we need to convert into isometric view, right? So isometric view in the sense when we must have to now first thoroughly read the orthographic projection. So here is there any non-isometric lines? So here two vertical lines are there and two horizontal lines are there. That means two vertical lines and horizontal lines are isometric lines. So here there is no inclined lines, there is no curved lines, there is no splines. So that all the lines are isometric lines. So need not to convert those lines into non-isometric lines into isometric lines, right? So directly what we can do, we can apply the rules that I have given. What are that? The vertical lines should be vertical, remains vertical, and then horizontal line should be inclined at an angle of 30 degrees to the ground. So here you can see the vertical line AB is vertical, the vertical line AB is vertical, right? And then here you can see AD and BC be the horizontal lines, right? That BC and AD and BC should be the horizontal line, so that we need to tilt that at an angle of 30 degrees to the ground, right? So here we are going to construct a 30 degrees inclination line. 30 degrees inclination line. So here it is the D. Then DC will be the vertical line. So that here we will have a vertical line. So that this length should be 40. So please be remember that the dimension line also in isometric view. So that square 40. Right? The dimension representation is like this. So that AD line will be perpendicular to the, inclined at an angle of 30 degrees to the ground. And then here there will be a C point. Then whenever we are going to combine these, automatically we will get the front view of the given polygon. Right? Here you can see horizontal lines are inclined at an angle of 30 degrees to the ground, both AD and BC lines. Vertical lines, that is AB and DC lines remains vertical. That's a simple logic. Whenever that these logic will be applicable for only top view, side view and the front view. So here it is the front view, and whenever we are going to draw that particular side view, then this rule will be applicable. But whenever we are going to draw the top view, all the vertical lines and inclined lines should be inclined at an angle of 30 degrees to the ground. So later we will discuss about. Here, whenever we are going to draw the side view of the given problem, then AD line will be remains same, AB, and then here it is, okay, we will draw separately. So here it is DC, here D and C line is there, and then 30 degrees to the ground, 30 degrees to the ground, vertical line should be vertical remains. So here it is A, B, C, D. Here this will be the 30 degrees to the ground. So here it is the front view or a side view. Right? We are going to make at an angle of 30 degrees to the ground. Right? So here this is the front view, side view. And whenever we are draw the top view, then the top view rules maybe differ from, completely differ from the front view and side view. So in front view and side view, all the vertical lines should be vertical, right? All the horizontal lines should be inclined at an angle of 30 degrees to the ground. But whereas in the case of top view, so here it is front view, side view, and then in the case of top view, all the vertical and horizontal lines will be inclined at an angle of 30 degrees to the ground. So please be remember the difference between the front view, side view and the top view. Right? So here the vertical line should be, I am already told that vertical lines and horizontal lines both are equally inclined to the 30 degrees to the ground. So that here it is A, B, C, D. Right? Here there will be a 30 degrees inclination line and here there will be a 30 degrees inclination. Right? So this is the top view. All the vertical lines and the horizontal line should be inclined at an angle of 30 degrees to the ground. Right? So this is the way how we need to draw the front view and top view and side view of the given square plane figure. Square plane figure. Right? So now we will see the, if it is a cube, how it will be. Here you can see, I am already told that this is the front view, right? And then this is the side view. Right? And then here this is the top view. Automatically we will get the three-dimensional view. Front view, side view and then top view. So top view plane should be 30 degrees inclination. All the sides are 30 degrees inclination. But here only horizontal lines will be inclined at an angle of 30 degrees. The vertical line should be remains vertical. Please be remember that. Right? So this is the way how we need to convert that orthographic projection into isometric view. Now we will see one simple problem on non-isometric lines. So here in this problem, all the lines are isometric lines. If suppose there is one non-isometric lines. Here you can see triangle ABCD, ABC, sorry. So its top view will be a line. Here it is A, B and C points will be there, right? So this is the given orthographic projection. We need to convert that into the front view, top view and side view. So I am already told that initially we must have to study the orthographic view, whatever that they have given. So here in this diagram, A dash C dash will be the isometric line because of it's a horizontal line. Isometric line. So these two are non-isometric lines because of These two lines are inclined lines. I am already told that here in this diagram, inclined lines and the curves and arcs will be the non-isometric lines. Here this is the non-isometric line, that is AB and BC lines are non-isometric lines. So whenever we are going to convert that into isometric view, definitely we must have to convert these non-isometric lines into isometric lines by using the box method. So by creating a box outside to that particular, right, I am going to convert that particular object into the side view. So here this is the box where I am going to create. Right? Now here in this box all the lines are isometric lines. So directly what we can do, initially we need to create that particular box with vertical line and then horizontal line. So here there will be the point A and point C. Then take the distance from here to here and then cut an arc on over here. Then you will get the point B. Then you need to combine all of them. Right? Here this is the isometric view of the given triangular polygon. Clear? So whenever we are doing that in a side view, so here in this similar way for side view also, for side view and then for top view 30 degrees, here there will be a 30 degrees, here also 30 degrees, right? Here in this case B will be here, C, A. Now AC, AB, BC. Here in this case, if it is A, here it is C, then B will be here. Like this, we are going to convert that particular triangle into three views: front view, side view and then top view. Please be remember that whenever we are going to convert these lines into non-isometric lines, we must have to calculate. Right, now we will see one more problem on non-isometric lines. Let us say if it is a pentagonal polygon, pentagonal surface. Say here we have a pentagonal surface. A, B, C, D, E. So this is the front view of the given problem, orthographic view. We need to convert that into isometric view. Clear? So here first initially we observe that there is only one line, isometric line. Remaining all the lines are non-isometric lines. Here it is 1, 2, 3, 4 lines are non-isometric lines. These lines all are non-isometric lines because of all the lines are inclined lines, right? So that Whenever we are going to convert that into isometric view, we need to create a box. Earlier I told that outermost, so it should be included all the edges, right? It should be included all the edges like this. We need to create a box. Then here all the 9 isometric lines were converted into isometric lines. Now we need to project the front view, top view and side view. So here it is the front view of the box, so that these box dimension should be equal to these outside box. Please be remember that. Right? Then take the dimensions from here to here, that is AB, here to here and here to here, like this. So mark all those points. A, here it is E, then take the distance from here to here and cut an arc over here. Then that could be the B, here C, and then take the distance from here to here, and then here you will get the D point. Then combine all of them. AB, BC, CD, DE, EA. So this is the front view of the given polygon. Right? Whenever we are talking about the side view, so here we need to create that side view box. Right? So here this would be the 30 degrees inclination, and here this would be the 30 degrees inclination. Only in front view and top view only, front view and side view only we will get the required dimensions. So here it is E, A, B, C, D points. A, B, C, D, E points, like that. A, B, B, C, C, D, D, E and E, A. So this is the side view of the given pentagonal polygon. Like this we have to construct the top view also. Clear? So this is the way how we need to convert that particular polygons into isometric view. That's a simple technique. Simple techniques we need to follow, that is vertical line should be vertical, horizontal line should be inclined at an angle of 30 degrees to the ground. So please be remember that. Then we will see one more problem on circle. If it is a circle, how can we project it? Right? So here in this diagram we don't have one isometric line. So here the complete circle is a non-isometric line, right? So that here also we are going to provide a box like this. Yeah. So here you can see the next topic is conversion of solids, that is orthographic solids, into isometric solids. So here you can observe that the problem will be like this: a square prism of base 30 mm side and axis 60 mm long, when it is resting with its base on HP, draw its isometric views. So this will be the problem. So here in the second case, a pentagonal prism of base 30 mm of side and axis 60 mm long, when it is resting with its base on HP, draw its isometric view or isometric projection. If suppose isometric view means we need to use the reduced length, so true length into 0.82, but most of the cases they will ask isometric projections. Draw the isometric projections. So here, first initially we will solve the prism problem. So here this is the square prism of base 30 mm and axis 60 mm long. When it is resting with its base is on HP and draw its three-dimensional view. Here this is the three-dimensional view of the given problem. Here that will be the 30 degrees, 30 degrees, 30 degrees inclination with ground, right? So here, whatever the problem it is, whenever we are going to convert that orthographic view into isometric view, we must have to observe the front view and top view of the given problem. Sometimes they will give the side view. If it is a complicated section, then they will give the side view also. So here only two views are given. One is top view and the another one is front view. So here that is in front view it look like a triangle shape, on top view it look like a square shape, right? So here in a front view there is no non-isometric lines. On top view there is no non-isometric lines. Then directly what we will do, all the vertical lines should be vertical, all the horizontal lines should be inclined at an angle of 30 degrees to the ground. So direct option, right? For this purpose, initially we must have to draw a horizontal line and then mark any one point, a point on it at any convenient place, and then 1A. So this is the axis height. So vertical line should be vertical. And then 1/4 horizontal line should be horizontal. Horizontal line should be inclined at 30 degrees to the ground. So here it is 1A and then here this is the point 4. Then here 4-D line is a vertical line. So directly what we need to do, we need to construct a vertical line and then horizontal line will be at an angle of 30 degrees to the ground. So here we will get the point D. So this is the front view of the given problem. AD 4-1 plane front view. And then side view will be B to A1. So already A1 is there. And then B2 length is equal to that. So here to here, the length should be 30 mm. Actually, what is the length of this line? 30 into 0.82 if it is isometric view. But what they asked, isometric projection. So that directly we will use the true length, right? So from here to here, the axis height is about 60, right? So then here in side view also 1B line. So 1B, that is 1 2, which is equal to this length, and also the 30 degrees inclination with ground. Then the vertical line should be vertical and then the horizontal line should be inclined at an angle of 30 degrees to the ground. Here there will be a 2B So here B, C, D, A, and then we will have a 1 2 3 4, right? So this is the isometric view of the given square prism. So here this is the front view, side view, then this is the top view, right? So definitely in the problem they will give the arrowhead. That arrowhead portion should be the front view, right? So this is the way how we need to convert the orthographic views, orthographic projections into isometric projections, right? Now we will move on to the second problem. A pentagonal prism of base 30 mm and axis 60 mm long, and it is resting with its base on HP. Draw its isometric projections. That is the problem, right? So here initially we need to measure the height, width and breadth. Height, width and breadth, x and y z axes need to be measured, and then you need to create that particular box. So here in this case, in a front view there is no non-isometric lines. On top view there is a isometric lines. For isometric lines, what I said, we must have to create a outside box. We must have to create an outside box, right? Because of that these lines are non-isometric lines. Non-isometric lines. So now we are going to draw the box as it is. So here it is the height, length, width of the box. Height, length, width of the box. So based upon that particular box, we need to create a rectangular box, right? So vertical line should be vertical, which is equal to the height of the prism, and then length. So that this is here to here, this is the total length of the diagonal, right? Length should be length, and then height should be height, right? So this is the front view, and then in side view this is the width, right? So here this is the 30 degrees inclination, that the length, here it is the width, length, height, and then here there will be a width at an angle of 30 degrees. Width, length, height of the box. So whatever the problem that they have given, initially you need to calculate the height, length and width. Based upon these particular values, you need to create a box, right? So the box should be created, and then now we need to insert the diagram as it is. So whenever we are going to see from the top view, right? So that AD will be lies over here. So here there will be a D points. Then on width there will be a point. So here there will be a point, and measure the B point from here to here. Then here there will be a B point, C point, D, E points, right? Now we need to mark that particular points with red color. A, B, C, D, E points, right? That is the top view. So in top view there will be a complete visible. then you need to project all of them towards the downwards to get the desired top view. Here also you need to mark that particular point 1, right? Then here there will be a 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So here to here A1 will be visible, right? Next E5 will be visible, D4 will be visible. So remaining lines are all are invisible. Right? So this is the way how we need to represent the front view, side view, top view of the given problem. So all the construction lines should be drawn with 2H pencil. We need to mark the center point also. Right? All the hidden line should be drawn with HB pencil, that is continuous thick lines. So construction line should be 2H pencil, that is continuous thin lines. So this is the way how we need to convert that two-dimensional view into three-dimensional view. We must have to follow the guidelines what I have given earlier. Thank you.